Welcome to Geek Speak Live.
Hello, folks. It's a happy Friday because I'm here with my bestie about to do a show. I'm Todd. That's the ginger. I don't know what he's doing, but anyway, sit your ass down, good sir.
Ready for some fun and entertainment?
Really? They tuned into the wrong show then. It is Geek Speak Live, and we're here to put a smile on your face on a Friday during COVID-19, Ginge.
The audience are captured, so you're not going anywhere. I mean, please don't go anywhere.
Now, tonight's show is sponsored by, obviously, Kaboom Comics. We film on location. Kaboom Comics Toowoomba. You can head along and check out their online store at www.kaboomcomicsaustralia.com. And our unofficial sponsor tonight, because they provided such an amazing dinner, was The Taste in Toowoomba City, Queensland.
Big thumbs up.
Oh my
Amazing.
God, I had the carbonara pasta. Ginge had the
spaghetti bolognese.
three cheese focaccia. We also shared.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so Le Taste. If you're ever in Toowoomba, and go and check out Le Taste. Support small businesses, because that's what we like to do. We're all about supporting local businesses, wherever you are.
Especially now at this time.
Yeah, because it's such a weird time in the world. Ginge, anything to kick it along, or do you want me to kick off talking about the whole DC Comics distribution
Yes,
thing?
well, so DC Comics have just gone, you know what? No.
So 4:30 last Friday, which was Saturday morning our time, 4:30 on a Friday afternoon in America, DC lobbed out a bit of a bombshell, a grenade, and said, we are giving 2 new distributors a go against Diamond. We're going to release these comics because Diamond Comics, the worldwide distributor, has been shut for COVID-19. They've had their warehouses shut because the printers and everything else was shut. There's a ton of stock that's already been shipped to Diamond that's sitting there in the warehouse that then they can't safely release to comic shops, right? DC have come out and gone, we have got 2 new distributors, Luna Comics Distribution and UCS. And everyone went, like retailers, because like I said, they lobbed it out about 4:30 on a Friday afternoon, then walked away, went off for the weekend.
And they go, who the heck are these two?
And they literally said you had a week to get an account set up with these people to start getting some comics that we're going to be releasing physically over the next couple of weeks. They're not a great batch of comics, don't get me wrong, there's like a couple of reprints and stuff like that in there. So retailers, and me being one, I'm in the retailer groups, and there are worldwide forums that we talk about all this stuff, right?
Yes.
I woke up last Saturday morning, hadn't even had a coffee, and my phone is blowing up with notifications from all these things. Essentially, it's no good for international retailers. So guys in Australia, the UK, South America, we've got no access to these 2 new distributors. Someone started doing a bit of digging. They're like, where do these 2 new distributors come from essentially overnight? Turns out it's 2 of the largest online deep discounting comic retailers in America. DCBS, Direct Comic Book Service, and Midtown Comics. Now, Midtown does have about 2 or 3 physical stores in New York, but they run a massive mail order warehouse. And so these guys, they don't sell comics at new release prices that everyone else does. They make their money by selling them, almost like 5 cents above cost price type thing. And the sheer volume that they sell is what allows them to be 2 of the biggest retailers, comic retailers in the world, right? They undervalue the product. People have said they don't care about comics. They just ship them out as a commodity. Their customers, people who buy through them, will never pay full price. They're like, I don't see the value. Why would I pay, like $2.99 US a comic when I can get it for $1.99 through these guys? So everyone just kind of, when they started Googling and found out who these 2 distributors were, that was actually Midtown and DCBS, retailers lost their shit. They said, you want us to give our direct competitors our ordering numbers and get books through them? And DC went, yep, and just walked away. They actually said that people's DC orders had been cancelled through Diamond, which was news to Diamond because Chris Powell, the guy who is like the touch point, he's one of the head guys at Diamond, had to come out because everyone's atting him. Like by this stage, it's like 6:30 at night in the US, and people are adding him going, Chris Powell, what's going on? And he's coming and gone, first I've heard about it. I can't tell you. It's Friday night. I'll have to get back to you Monday. He then came out Monday and said, no, we have not cancelled DC's order. You have to cancel them individually if you want to go across to these new distributors. As I said, internationally, international accounts were thrown to the wolves. We have no access to these DC books. everyone's waiting for Diamond to safely reopen, which they have announced is going to be mid-May. So it's only another 2 weeks away or 2.5 weeks away. And so most retailers worldwide have gone, fuck you, DC. We're going to wait for Diamond. Look, it's really weird the way DC went about it. Very, it sounds like AT&T pulling the strings. The new corporate owners of DC have just gone, this is what we're going to do. Now, here's the interesting thing, Ginge. There's rumblings.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens because this week DC then announced that they are releasing brand new digital-only comics every day of the week. Okay, it's going to be part of their new DC Daily Digital. These comics, they've got a theme each day. Was it Metropolis Mondays, Gotham Knight Tuesdays, Wonder Woman Wednesdays, things like that, right? So every day is a different character. There'll be a brand new digital comic released that will not see print until way down the track. They'll collect them as a graphic novel, right? Everyone's like, retailers are already dealing with this news of these 2 new distributors, and then suddenly DC's lobbed another fucking hand grenade out there, and everyone's going, what the fuck is this? There are a lot of rumours swirling around and conjecture swirling around that AT&T are potentially using this to test the waters to cut out monthly comic books.
And you heard that right.
Go digital for your comic. Right, so they're cutting out a distributor. They cut out then printing costs, all that kind of thing. They would reduce the cost of the comic to sell it digitally, and then down the track, once that storyline's come out, collect it in a beautiful hardcover or a trade paperback to release straight through bookstores. Right, so you take out the monthly floppy comic and go, because you know what, we actually looked this week. Some of the top numbers for DC books, like, you know, Batman. You'd think Batman, you would physically, think so. Like a normal issue of Batman, say Batman in 85 or whatever else would sell. You go, how many comics worldwide would that sell? Have a guess.
A couple million?
Keep going down.
What?
Keep going down. Mate, it's usually under 100,000 copies
Holy
worldwide.
Shit.
Right? So if you're AT&T, you're probably looking at it going, we've got some of our top selling comics. Yeah, a top selling one may hit 200,000 copies worldwide. Physical copies of a single issue printed comic, right? Boom. 200,000 copies of a book like that. About that thick, right? If I can get the camera right. So there's this thinking, this rumours swirling that could DC be looking at that, or AT&T, the corporate overlords of DC, and go, if we were to release digital only, younger generations are going to flock to it. Maybe if we do it at the right price point, stuff like that. Could we potentially catch, you know, with a massive wide net worldwide of digital, where you don't have to worry about getting the books into a country through customs or whatever else. You just go, it's up. You, anywhere in the world, could go and read that book through a digital platform. Is that what they're going to look at doing? And spread the net? And then they already know that they've got their diehard book market for thick graphic novels. Would comic shop, there's this thing, like if they do it, would Marvel follow suit and Image and all that? Could we see the death knell of comic book stores in the next 12 to 24 months if this kind of thing happened? Or would you have to see comic book stores diversify and change and become merchandise stores, you know, essentially bookstores dealing with graphic novels, which most of us do anyway. I mean, my particular store, half the shop is laid out, well, actually over half the shop.
Yeah.
Probably 2/3 of the shop is graphic novels anyway. So, as you can see behind us. And all up that wall. So maybe stores would go more like us and go heavy into graphic novels, and you could see the display. So if you're out there, if you're a DC fan, tell me if what do you think? This is only this is rumor and conjecture at the moment, right? DC, as I said, they've lobbed these hand grenades out there. Everyone's trying to react to it as best they can, but these rumours are starting to kick in, and this is what AT&T could be doing, because we've discussed before about AT&T saying that their pushes for digital content, like, and I'll get to a story later about Warner Brothers, what they've just said about theatrical movie releases. Once again, Warner Brothers, owned by AT&T. There's a real push from the top brass at AT&T to go very much digital content heavy, everything across the board. So tell us what you think in the comments. Who we got there? We got
Scott, we got Danny, we got CJ, Leanne, Laura.
There you go. Danny said DC aren't playing nice at all. No, they're not. That's dead right, Danny.
Laura had a comment. She says,
"Grrrg." Yes, I like that. Actually, I'll do it. Is that better? And I agree with you there too, Laura. Scott's gone. DC is the only comics I've been collecting for nearly 20 years. We'll always find something else to read to keep supporting stores like Kaboom if I have to speak with my money for a while. See, comic shops like us, we love customers like you, Scott, because seriously, no, like there have been a number of print customers who've rallied around and gone, DC does that, I'm out, I won't read Batman again. Sad part is, we're old school collectors. So young people, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got a number of young people that come into Kaboom and purchase books. They usually got into the hobby because their parents are into it or something like that. But I think that the corporate people are thinking, oh no, there's a whole ton of people who have never read a comic because they won't go into comic book stores. You can't get it at news agencies anymore. Remember, you and I, how did we get into comics?
Yes, indeed. Picked it up in the aisle, in the news agent.
That man right there got me into comics, right?
I am the, I wasn't going to say inspiration, maybe the crack dealer that started all this.
Curse. But you did. You got me into comics because you got them at a news agency, and then I got them at a news agency. You can't do that, at least in Australia anymore. There's barely any comics in news agencies. Yes. In America, they used to go to the
drugstore.
The drugstore or your 7-Elevens over there, I think it was. Like your, you know, those kind of stores used to stock comics. People used to spinner racks.
We're very much aging ourselves about what we're saying at the moment.
But young people, I think the corporates are looking at it going, there's this wide net that if we lower the price, make them available digitally, we can suck in the new generation. I don't think you need to throw out the old generation to appeal to the new. There's got to be a happy medium in the middle, right? And as a comic shop owner, I hope the DC meet us in the middle here. But we will wait and see what happens. But Scott, I'm with you. I mean, I have been a DC boy for what, 20-something years, Ginge?
Yes. Probably closer to 30.
It feels like DC's just announced they're divorcing me. That's the, and other, no, seriously, we're talking chains of comic shops in America. Guys who have like 5-store locations have flat out gone, DC, you've just broken up with me. They're already saying, I won't hang DC posters in store. I won't hand sell DC books to people anymore. Like, why would I? If Marvel or Image are going to support us more, we'll shill their books. So it does. It feels like a divorce. It feels like you've just been served papers and just gone, there you go.
Andreas has just said, hi guys.
Hello,
hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hello Leanne. Leanne's tuned in. CJ is tuned in. John, how are you, John? So yeah, that's great to see all these people tuning in. Make sure you comment if you've got any questions you want to ask us.
If there's anything you want us to make comment about, yeah.
So
bring it up in the comments.
That leads me, as I said, I was going to talk about Warner Brothers. So let me just bring up my little notes here.
Well, just quickly, Lego Movie.
Yep.
Who was with Warner Brothers? Lego has just signed a deal with Universal and have left Warner Brothers and AT&T.
Have they?
To date, the Lego movies have made $1 billion in the worldwide box office.
So Warner Brothers are going to feel that, aren't they?
Yes. It seems like Universal is buying up a lot of IP at the moment too.
They do seem to be doing that.
Last week we told you about Green Hornet.
John Stankey, the COO of Warner Media's parent company AT&T, said at the company's quarterly earnings call this week that Warner's is now rethinking the theatrical model for movies, okay? Not just in the immediate future, but over the long term. Now, apparently he has come out and said, don't expect that there's going to be a snapback recovery, right? As soon as things are lifted and people can go back to the cinemas, this is something they're going to have to watch. The formation of consumer confidence, not just about going back to movies in general, but being out in the public in general, right? So they reckon people won't flock back to gigs, cinemas, shopping malls. They reckon people will be a bit gun shy for quite a while. They apparently did their own little poll, right? An unscientific poll that showed 90% of people were not ready to go back to a theatre yet. 90%. So if you're Warner Brothers, you would be starting to go, holy shit, we've got movies lined up, we've invested multi-millions of dollars into these movies, we need to get that money back.
Yeah.
Do we just cut it and go direct to the consumer and do it through like things like PlayStation Store, Xbox Store?
Well, I tell you what, I'm comfortable watching movies at home.
Most people are. Most people, there was another little poll done that most people don't even sit in their lounge room to watch it. They watch it via a stream.
Was that little poll in their lounge room?
No, no. But they lie in bed to watch most movies or on a device like a tablet. That's where. So you think about it, because we always said I'd sooner watch a movie on the big screen. But tons of people have now chosen. They plug the earphones in, noise cancelling earphones, lie in bed and watch it on a an iPad or a little tablet or something like
Christopher
that.
Nolan's going to be really pissed off because he says, "Don't you dare watch my movies on an iPhone."
He's one of the holdouts, isn't he? Like Chris Nolan has always said, it's got to be a cinematic.
And I'll only shoot
theatrical
on
release.
film.
Yes.
Well, hey Chris,
Yeah,
people don't like going to the cinema. People don't like people.
Do you think he might not have a choice
Well,
going forward?
Like everyone's watched at least something on a phone. You know,
Well, I was going to say, like, most little videos you and I talk about, we watch trailers on our phone.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of media that's produced, like quick consumable media, we watch on our phones.
Yes.
The news. I'm not home to watch the news most nights. I watch the highlight clips or the stuff you send me.
Yep.
And that's how news is shared. So, yeah, I don't know where it's going to pan out, but when you, that's why I wanted to talk about the Warner Brothers thing, because after talking about their other company, DC Comics, it looks like AT&T across the board are starting to really weigh up the whole, do we cut out our traditional distribution models for movies, comic books? I'm assuming video games will be next. They'll probably go, there will be no more, our properties will come out as a game on a disc, or it'll all be streamable games,
Well, it's to that stage at the moment anyway.
Well, you cut out your middleman. When they start doing that, they get more of the cut, don't they? Like
Exactly
they control
right.
the distribution themselves because it's all digital. So interesting days ahead.
Scott said, "I am super comfortable watching from home and quite happy to pay to watch it from home. Toilet breaks and with the added benefit of pausing is priceless."
What do you think?
I love being able to pause a movie to go to the bathroom. Yes, is that the question you just asked me?
No, I mean, like, you and I are fans of going to the movies, but
Yes.
have you noticed in probably the last 12 to 18 months, we don't go to the movies. Even the wife and I, the lovely wife at home, and last year because we were saving up to go on a big overseas trip. We were really picky about what we saw on the big screen.
But I'm really disappointed that going to the movies at the moment isn't an event. It seems
not.
to be rock up there, and I know this is going to date me and make me sound old, but people are talking during the movie or interrupting it, or
'cause he is
or
old.
on their phone.
It's good. Honey, I love you, but she drives me crazy. She's always looking up the trivia on a movie as we're watching it, and she goes, "I love
In the
trivia."
cinema?
No, she doesn't
At
do it
home?
at the cinema. At home, though,
Okay.
the lovely wife's always looking up the trivia, and I get it because then she'll tell me something really cool, and I'll go, "Ah." But some days you sit there and go, "You should be watching the screen." But
Do you ever remember a TV show? I think it was on HBO that was like a music video show, and it'd pause, and a bubble would pop up, and then it'd tell you some information about the artist or about the person who
remember
directed
that.
the movie, directed the video film clip, and then it'd pop back out, and then the rest of the music would play.
that's kind of cool. A little bit annoying if they stop at mid-song or whatever.
Andreas has said that they...
Did a survey on Broadway audiences, and 70% said they would wait 3 to 4 months once the theatres are open again. There you go. So, but do you think that's a bit of a difference between cinema crowd and theatre crowd? Theatre crowd are always seen as a little bit more educated, like a little bit.
Really?
No.
Oh, really?
No. Like, I'm serious, and talk to me here about it, people. Do you think that people who go and would watch a Broadway theatre production are probably a little bit more affluent, a little bit more well-educated than the average person who just goes to the cinema to sit there, switch their mind off, and watch a movie? Like, am I in the wrong saying that? Like, I want people to comment. Tell me what you think. Danny has said, I would go to the cinemas if I had the option of bringing in and plugging in my own noise-cancelling headphones. So many people don't respect others and shut the hell up when they go to the movies. Exactly. I have had so many movies, even overseas. When we went in Scotland, I thought, surely the UK audience won't be as bad as the Australian locals. That I go, no, they were just as bad. They were talking through movies and giggling to like in their little conversations.
Yeah.
You're looking at them going, why do you pay the fucking money to come to a cinema and sit there and have a conversation? Go to a fucking coffee shop. It's amazing. So, yeah, Danny, I totally agree with you. Hi, Joel. Joel's tuned in. Good to see you.
Scott's made a comment here.
Yep.
Absolutely, Wade. I was an avid moviegoer. One day I realised I stopped enjoying it. And I reckon it was when they stopped making it an event. Exactly. The old theme song, I want action, I want suspense, I want experience, like never seen. I'm trying to sing the Birch Carolyn chorus. I want to escape to the movies. Birch, Carol, and Cool. That's what I want.
That's just assaulted my ears. Something chronic there. Please don't sing again.
It's my understanding that that Scott was singing along to the Roger Rendrep theme song.
He was last week, apparently, yes.
Laura says, agreed.
Hi, Jody. Jody's tuned in. Nice to see you, Jody.
Hey.
Welcome along to Geek Speak Live. So hopefully you enjoy the show. Same as Joel and everyone else that's tuned in there right now. So comment, people, if we're talking about something and you want to throw a comment in, please do, because we love feeding off your energy and your because we like suck the energy out of your comments.
Joel said, "My God, Batman, you're looking beautiful tonight, Todd."
Oh, the Batman in front of me. Oh, right. I was like, shh, Joel, don't let out my super secret that I am Toomba's hero we don't need. Standing on the rooftops with my beer gut hanging out in Lycra.
Andreas has commented about the theatre goers. People are sometimes scared about going to the theatre.
Why? Like, I mean, is it because, is it because of what I said there before that I personally believe most theatre goers are a little bit more well educated than, say, over half your movie audience. It's probably controversial. I don't know. But
Andrew said there's still people that talk during the theatre experience as well.
I've got a mate who complains about people full-on talking and having full-blown conversations at live concerts.
Yeah, music concerts.
Music concerts. So they'll be there to watch a band. The band's there playing, and these guys are just talking amongst themselves. Oh, yeah, and then Joe went and got a coffee and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you're at a fucking concert. You've probably paid $120 per ticket.
It's not $20 like it was back,
That's even worse than talking at the cinema, because the cinema ticket, we pay $17 up here in Toowoomba?
They forget, they can see you when you're talking if you're close to the stage.
Yeah, because I might be up there performing along, banging one out on the guitar, going, this prick down here having a full-on conversation. He's banging one out on the guitar. I can't do a full, I'll do a ukulele. Like this.
I went to an Oasis concert and I was in the front row, man. And Did
you get Noel and Liam's sweat on your jeans?
I was so close I could see them changing their minds.
I had a mate who went to Shania Twain. Actually, you know who it is. It's one of our co-stars.
It's not either one of us. Don't go there.
It's our co-star in the Red Cortical Recruits movies, Big Val. And he went to a Shania Twain concert, and he was up the front, and Shania Twain reached out and touched his hand, and he reckons he didn't wash their hand for a week.
Did he start this? He's that one person that started this 2 billion people to get bloody coronavirus.
He could have, I don't know. Yes, who else have we got there? Any other comments there you want to talk about?
Andrea said, get Wade to Broadway.
Oh, okay, sing Wade. Someone said sing. Who wants to hear Wade sing again? God, what is wrong with you people?
Laura, you've got great taste.
My ears are still ringing from his...
Andrea said that sometimes people think that the theatre is a little old-fashioned.
But... I love it. Actually, the wife and I went and saw Wicked in London. Oh my God, I fell in love with it. If we had been in London for probably at least another 1 or 2 nights, we were going to think of going and seeing Cursed Child, the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. We didn't get there. So I've already said... You
need to go see it over 2 nights, don't you? Or a very long one day.
Who? Cursed Child? It's not that long, is it?
Yeah, it's like 3 hours each part of it.
Can someone clarify that for me? Or is he talking out his ass?
In the comments, let me know. I'm sure it's like 3 hours each half. So you can either go part 1 tonight, part 2 tomorrow night.
I have not heard anything about that. If it's true, please tell us in the comments. Because
someone Google it quickly. So
I can't afford an extra 2 nights in London next time I go over there just to see Cursed Child. But we were walking around, West End and stuff over there, and seeing how many awesome different musicals based on obscure movies and stuff like that. You're like, they turned that into a friggin' musical?
Back to the Future is in Manchester at the moment. I think it just finished.
I actually want to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as a
Really?
Yeah, as a musical. I think that'd be fantastic.
I think it was just about to open in Brisbane, wasn't
it was, and then COVID-19 hit, because the wife and I were talking about that. Do I tell you what we do every year? We have for
hang on. My mind is about to explode.
No.
What is the one thing that a married couple do every year?
We actually have a little trip to Brisbane when the Queensland Symphony Orchestra do the Harry Potter movies, where they'll...
okay.
So there's the dialogue, and the movie's played at QPAC in the hall. They'll have the big screen with the movie playing, and they have the full symphony orchestra on stage doing the score live with a conductor, right? Right down to they'll have a choir there for the singing parts and all that from the movie. We've done it for the last, I don't know how many years. And it looks like this year might be cancelled, which I'm heartbroken by, because the wife and I make a weekend of it. We travel down to Brisbane, we'll have a weekend away, go out for some cocktails, go to the show, and it's a real mixed bag. You've got the grandma and granddad all dressed up in the tux and the lovely symphony dresses, and then they'll have the grandkids who are coming along in the Harry Potter t-shirts and dressed up as little wizards, little goblins or whatever else, right? And then you've got us who dress up in...
I was about to say, so Danny's decked to the nines, and you're wearing your Harry Potter cloak?
Oh, of course. No. People do. People dress up as characters and all that, but it's this cross-section of the traditional symphony goers and... us.
Plebs?
Plebs. But it's a beautiful night. If you ever get a chance, they do other movies down there too. Well, they'll do the same thing. They'll play another movie, but they'll have a live orchestra doing the score.
You sound so sophisticated.
Now you fuck me up. Sophisticated, you. Fuck, see what I got to work with, people? This guy. Fantastic show. If you ever get down to Brisbane to watch any of those, they're 2 thumbs up.
Andreas has just said, yes, there are 2 parts. You can go as a matinee and then go see the nighttime on that night.
Seriously, is it like 6 hours fucking long for a theatre show?
And she says that Wonka was closed.
Oh, because of COVID-19.
This whole thing.
6 hours? Really?
So someone Google it. I'm sure that it's 3 hours each half.
I mean, if it was like an hour and a half and then another hour and a half,
it's
I
not
could do that.
No.
Because where it was playing in London, we actually went to the pub next door because it was the same theatre I saw the Commitments in.
Oh, okay, cool.
A couple of years ago when I went to London. So I was familiar with the theatre, and right beside it there's an awesome pub that it's designed for a theatre goers. They go in there and have drinks, mid-break, and pre-show, after-show drinks and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Scott said, I would totally go see a Jaws performance.
Jaws the movie on the big screen with live. Now they may have already done that. You're right.
That's how it goes. That's not me making up. That's if Bane was to do the music.
I expect you to die.
Cursed Child in Melbourne is about $400 to see the entire show. Part 1 and 2.
Per ticket?
Yeah, part 1 and 2.
Holy fudgicle.
So you would want it to be 6 hours long if you're paying that.
That's fucking, but I'll tell you what.
But there is flying and stuff in it too.
I need a recliner chair. I'd hope they'd bring me, do you have a catheter put in to get through that?
I would hope that there was a toilet break halfway through the
but could you imagine?
Part 1.
Could you imagine everyone rushing to a toilet break at the same time? It'd be chaos, pandemonium. We know women can't go to the toilet alone. They go in groups, right? They do. Don't give me that look, right?
Comment below.
For us guys are in and out pretty quick, but then we'd be waiting around for our partners or our wives going, come on.
Andreas just said 3 hours each part.
Fuck. No, I don't think I'll be seeing Cursed Child then. That's probably too long for my butt.
We should put a donate button right up the top here of the video. People to donate money so that you can afford to go see Cursed Child.
Yeah, they need to put me up in Melbourne as well. Holy hell, that is...
Scott's just said, that's like 4 great tickets to the footy.
Exactly, Scott. Actually, I could even... No, that's probably 5, because you can under $100 for a good footy ticket. It depends. It's Suncorp. Yeah.
Oh!
I'm not a Suncorp fan.
Hey, how's that new stadium going for those Cowboys?
It's a beautiful stadium. Yes, so there you go.
They just can't win a game there.
Shut up.
That's when we need to do like the newsreader and just go.
And on to the news. Right, San Diego Comic-Con. Never been there, always wanted to. Guess what? No one's going this year.
It's gone.
Cancelled for 2020. First time in its history, I believe, that it has been cancelled. This is all because of COVID-19.
It's a son of a...
So many people, and I don't know how it'll go, because sometimes you've got to book almost 12 months in advance to get accommodation. So those people, if they did go, I want to go next year, I've already booked a hotel for next year for 2020, you're up shit creek because it's already been...
my mate at work has... he had a trip booked. He should be in America at the moment.
Yep.
Slowly but surely, the hotels are refunding him the money that he put down 12 months ago.
Really?
But slowly.
A lot of people lost money because of Virgin here in Australia. There's talk that, because they didn't give money back, they gave flight credits.
Yes.
And there's a talk that those flight credits could be almost worthless, or if you got a flight credit for $1,000, you might be able to only redeem it for a $500 flight if they do manage to trade their way through this. It's pretty dangerous. But yeah, that's the thing. San Diego Comic-Con cancelled. So that means there'll be no San Diego Comic-Con pop release. You know, they did the special...
All the trailers.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Mate, will they do a virtual Comic-Con? Have you seen this lately?
I know there's talk of doing more virtual Comic-Cons. Supernova in Australia at the moment, they haven't cancelled the June or July Sydney one, I think it is, but it looks like it's going to happen. And people have been going, what about later in the year, Brisbane, Adelaide, I think, in November? Will that still be on? Will it fall over? So
I did see that New Zealand, Armageddon, this week they were doing a virtual Comic-Con.
Were they, Armageddon?
And talking to some of the artists.
I've done an Armageddon in Auckland, and I'll tell you what, one of the best conventions.
Yeah?
The Kiwis know how to run a great convention, and the Kiwis are just lovely people. I love it. What? No, seriously.
No, I was just thinking that the girl from Firefly was being interviewed on the Armageddon one that I was watching.
Oh,
this
really?
week. Yeah.
Because the one I went to in Auckland, right? Unlike Australian conventions where it's a packed floor, so people are bumping into each other, and Australians can be really rude. They'll just like glare. You know, someone will bump into you, and you look at them, and they'll glare at you like, "How dare you be in my way?" And I bumped into you, kind of thing, right? In New Zealand, someone would bump into you, and a Kiwi turn around and go, "Oh, sorry, brew. Are you all right, mate?" And you're like, "Yeah, mate, I'm all good." "Ah, choice brew," and you're just like, "Cool, fish and chops," you know, and which they then look at you funny because they're like, "Are you taking the piss, brew?"
Where was this guy from? South Africa, was he?
You know what I mean? I can't do a proper New Zealand accent. I can say chili bun, fish and chops. I've got Kiwi cousins, for God's sakes. But anyway, they were super friggin' friendly.
Yeah.
The Kiwis, I couldn't believe it. Like, yeah. So if you do yourself a favour, if you ever get a chance to go to New Zealand for a Comic-Con, head to Armageddon over there. They're fantastic. They're all over the country over there too, north and south.
Talking New Zealanders.
Yep.
To raise a bit of money and some hope for people that are stuck at home. Sunday, they're doing a music event called Music from the Homefront.
Ooh.
Right? And it's going to be fully streamed on television and on the internet, 7:30 at night. Such artists as The Wiggles, Ben Lee, Birds of Tokyo, Delta Goodrem, Missy Higgins.
Sounds pretty good.
But
What?
the one artist that both you and I will be wanting to watch,
Yep.
Dave Dobbin.
Oh.
Yeah!
That's all we can do because we don't have the licensing rights for the song. That's it. That's all you get.
We need the flutes just to do...
No.
I love that film clip, but have you noticed that when you ever hear that song on commercial radio, they cut out that whole beginning bit and just go straight into the music?
That sucks.
Like, that's the best part, the bar-da-da.
Are you barred up? Are you Ginge? Jamie has
Especially
said,
for Dave Dobbin.
"Don't panic, everyone. I'm finally here. Hello, Jamie. Good of you to join us tonight. Well, the show's halfway through, so
Yeah.
you'll have to watch the beginning of it on replay." Community TV, because Geek Speak started out on community TV here in Australia. We were aired around Australia on a number of channels plus New Zealand, right?
2 channels in New Zealand.
We were New Zealand famous.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Before we started making fun of them.
Back when we actually used to film Geek Speak as a proper TV show, back around 2012. That's when
Once
it
upon a
first
time
went
ago.
down. And 2 of our old broadcast partners down south, Adelaide and Geelong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Community TV, the C31s.
Channel 44 and Channel 31.
That's right. They're going to be off the air, isn't it?
Yes.
Mid-year?
The Australian government had pretty much told every community television station that by the end of, was it 2 years ago, they said, right, that's it. You have to go across onto the internet because we want the digital spectrum for emergency services. And it's finally going to happen.
That's sad.
They've managed to stretch it out for the last 2 years, but it could finally be the death knell for community television.
That's so sad. We've done a couple of seasons of Geek Speak that went on community TV. Remember we actually hit up by a South African community TV group, but we couldn't get the details worked out in time.
And trying to, because we actually had to physically send them a DVD rather than an FTP.
So by the time, because the content for Geek Speak used to be fairly relevant, like up to date news about comics, movies, and
just
stuff
like
like
we're doing right now.
But by the time, like, it was still fresh when it hit community TV, and then they used to play it on repeat throughout the week. But by the time it would hit South Africa.
It could be maybe a couple of weeks old.
It would have been a couple of weeks old, so we just went, look, that's not going to work. So, but yeah. That's just a little bit of nostalgia there about Geek Speak.
Danny's just said, #bring back Geek Speak TV. Well, that's what this is.
This is kind of Geek Speak TV, only it's on a smaller screen. Hello, Danny Davidson, who's just here. My old mate, Danny Davidson. The man who is responsible for me probably having liver damage. and brain damage from all the alcohol we've had together.
Don't tell people that.
What? Everyone knows. He's a top bloke and a big supporter of Geek Speak, so thank you, Dan.
Earlier on tonight, we were talking about Daredevil.
Were we?
We were talking about Daredevil
See, I
and
told
Daredevil
you.
comics. What did you like about the Daredevil movie?
It had Ben Affleck in
It
it.
had Ben Affleck. What did
Actually,
you
no.
like?
I loved the costuming. I loved the Daredevil. This gets me... Angry people come at me when I say I love the Daredevil movie.
I absolutely loved it, and watching that gave me hope for.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else then.
Gave me hope for what a Nightwing movie would be.
It gave me something else as well.
But what else did you like about the music of Daredevil?
Oh, Evanescence.
Yes.
That was my introduction to the band Evanescence, was the Daredevil soundtrack.
Yes, and everyone played that doof doof music going,
Bring
lapping
me back to
around
life.
your town. Well, did you know? I was about to touch you. A virtual
Social distancing,
touch.
Ginge.
A virtual touch. It's forced perspective.
Come at me, Brew.
Dude, Evanescence are releasing a single tonight.
Okay. Really? Tonight?
Tonight at midnight.
Tonight.
Yes.
Today on Tonight.
They are premiering the new music video tonight on YouTube.
Is that English, is it?
Yes. But when I went to their site and checked it out and said you can buy it on YouTube, you can buy it on iTunes, Spotify.
Yep.
Down the bottom it said Napster. Did you know Napster is still going?
I call shenanigans.
No. Napster have turned themselves into a Spotify type site where you can buy a monthly subscription.
Shit, really?
For $10 a month, you can listen to all the music you want in the world.
Sounds so nostalgic.
Napster. It's the same logo.
Does it come with a bunch of viruses?
That's LimeWire.
Oh, that was LimeWire. I used to
I
use
couldn't
LimeWire.
believe it.
Really?
Napster is still around. Google it, people.
Do your homework. So we're not doing online educational learning here tonight, okay? What else you got to tell me?
Just quickly, Danny, can't wait for the new Evanescence music. Yes.
Yes. Who else we got there? And you criticised Wade singing.
What? Danny, Laura's just gone, what is Napster?
How young are you, Laura? Seriously, Napster.
No, we should just stop the show
Just go
completely
right-
until you comment how old you are. Napster was a way of downloading pornography and music and viruses.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Not sexually transmitted ones.
No.
No.
Nothing like COVID-19.
Oh, God, that's not sexually transmitted. I don't know how many times I've got to tell you. Huh? Good God.
G'day to Thomas, watching at home.
Yes. Now, what else was I going to tell you? Oh, right. So, someone asked me last week, they said, what were you binge watching? I said, fuck all, because I hadn't had a chance to watch anything. So, I didn't binge watch this week, but I watched a couple of movies, Ginge, because I thought, holy shit, I better watch some movies to talk about.
Yep.
We were talking, I think, a bit about it last week, or something come up about Ready Player One.
Yes.
So, the wife and I, she'd never seen it.
Ready Player One.
We sat and watched Ready Player One. Now, you and I went to that and saw it on the big screen,
Yes.
right? And we geeked out a fair
And
bit
there's
about
so much to see.
it. You've never read the book, have you?
I've never read the book.
I have. I love the book. The book is...
I'd have to know how to read.
The book is going...
Hey,
Oh,
Thomas, he said,
hang on.
say g'day.
It's a challenge, Ginge. It's a challenge. God, how far off was I actually touching you? Anyway, the book is phenomenal. It's a great read, and it's a lot more detailed. But I still love the movie for what it is. Visually, oh my God, it is a feast for the geeky eyes, right? So we watched it on a smaller screen. I'm doing this for TV screen. Watch it,
So
instead
instead of the screen being this big, you're watching it on a smaller screen, were you?
So we were.
Just rub it, it'll get bigger.
And Danny had actually said to me, where's the Winnebago from Spaceballs in it? So
Oh my God,
it gets to that
right?
part, and I'm ready to point it out. And I've because you and I, when we saw it on the big screen, our eye was drawn straight to the Winnebago from Spaceballs, right?
Yes, it was.
So much so that I missed the TARDIS in the foreground. So when I've watched it on the smaller screen, I've gone, there it is. Oh my fucking God, there's the TARDIS. You know, and I was geeking out about it. But Danny enjoyed it. I enjoyed it probably more watching it the second time around. I could
Picked
take
up
in a
on more
little
things?
bit more stuff. That was really, really good. I tell you what, we watched the other night as well. We saw it at the cinema. We said we've been putting it off for a couple of weeks to rewatch it. We're really looking forward to it. It was Into the Woods. Do you remember that? With Anna Kendrick, Chris Pine, Meryl Streep, James Corden, Johnny Depp. There's a whole ton of people in it, and it was a kind of mashed up the thing of like what's her name? Rapunzel, Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, all into one story. And it was a musical. You'd hate it because they fucking sing the lines in it, right? He's not a big fan of musicals. Especially
Don't tell people that.
well, you're not on as a movie. You go and watch it on Broadway or West End, but you won't sit and watch. I remember the way you carried on about Sweeney Todd.
Hang on. Sweeney Todd was they burst into song like every 3 sentences.
Because it's a fucking musical.
No, but how many musical type movies have you watched where every 3 sentences they started singing again? Like the Blues Brothers is a musical, but they don't sing every 3 sentences.
I would not call the Blues Brothers a proper musical. But anyway, as much as I love...
It's a musical?
Can I finish my story?
Okay. It's a wonderful story.
Thank you. We watched Into the Woods, right? And we'd taken a couple of weeks, built it up, like, yeah, can't wait to sit and watch that. Got out the lollies and stuff, sat back. And I must admit, I did not enjoy it as much the second time around.
Oh, because it was a musical, because they kept
No.
singing.
The story actually fell flat.
Yep.
A little bit. I just kind of went, oh, I remember enjoying this on the big screen. Not so much the second time around. So to get that kind of, like, we got to the end of it, and I went, oh, it was good. It was good. And he's like, do you want to watch another movie? I said, yeah, righto. Because we had Disney Plus already open. So she's flicking through, and I've gone, what's that? And she goes, what? I said, that Adam Sandler movie. I'd never seen Bedtime Stories. Adam Sandler did a Disney movie. And it's got Teresa Palmer, the Aussie actress, in it.
Oh, from Take Me Home.
Take Me Home Tonight. Anyway, she's in it. Russell Brand's in it. Kerry Russell is in it. Courtney Cox. Yeah. It's a Disney film done with Happy Madison, and it's so he ends up with his niece and nephew, right? And he works in a hotel, and he finds out that when he's telling them bedtime stories, whatever the kids say in it, and however if they finish the story off, that stuff tends to come true the next day in real life. So. Yeah, look, it was a fantastic fucking movie. I know it's aimed at, like, families, but I enjoyed it. And Adam Sandler was and of course Rob Schneider's in it.
You can do it!
You got to have Rob Schneider in it. Actually, all the Happy Madison people make cameos in the movie.
Okay.
They're all there.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, Bedtime Stories, it's on Disney Plus at the moment. And just an enjoyable 2 thumbs up kind of popcorn movie. Who else you got there?
Mark's gone. Only Spielberg could manage to gather the rights for all those different IPs and properties.
Yes, yeah, for Ready Player One. I loved it. As Spawn is in there. You see Spawn in there. You got.
I'm certain He-Man is in it in that final big lineup of
quite
people.
possibly. There's like Batgirl. There's other DC characters. Of course, when there's that bit with Batman on the mountain. You can go mountain climbing up Mount Everest with Batman and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
Look, my wife, you know, her biggest bit of it that she got the biggest kick out of? All the Halo people running together. Danny's like, oh, Halo. And I'm like, there's shit tons of other stuff in here and you're going to freak out about Halo. So she's a gamer. My lovely wife is a gamer.
G'day, Sean, watching at home. Your wife has said, how could we forget about Emily Blunt?
Oh, Emily Blunt. Oh, my God, I forgot to say Emily Blunt in Into the Woods. She's a good part of it. And Anna Kendrick, gorgeous. Just love Anna Kendrick. What? Are you saying you don't love Anna Kendrick?
I didn't say that.
Sounded like he didn't love Anna Kendrick. How could you? She's gorgeous and she can sing, and she's funny.
Mark has just said the new Pixar movie is available on Disney Plus now. The movie's called Upward.
Oh, is it any good? Have you watched it, Mark?
And Laura's asking, is the name of the movie you're talking about called Bedtime Stories?
Yes. Sorry, what did I say it was? I thought, yeah, Bedtime Stories. That's the Adam Sandler one. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. You can watch it through there.
Cool.
It's quite good. Anything else?
I just went back to Napster.
Oh, okay.
People not knowing what Napster was.
Lucy, I've got it on my notes here to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
The Luc Besson. Hang on.
To news.
To news? No, it's not news. It's been out for a few years. Have you ever watched it? Scarlett Johansson. It's a Luc. How do you say it? Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Is
movie.
French.
That's because a chunk of this movie takes place in France as well.
He likes women being the hero main
and
character.
she
of
is. It's Scarlett Johansson. I'll do a real quick brief thing. She's like for want of a better word, a bit of a ditz living in Taiwan. I think it was Taipei. Anyway, she gets caught up with this guy. She's obviously dating or screwing or whatever. Anyway, she ends up getting conned into having a thing chained to a wrist to deliver this what she thinks is just a case of paperwork to a guy. He goes in there, and of course, old mate has the bad guy of the movie has killed this other guy, and cracks open the case. She thinks she's going to get killed, and it's this blue drug. So she wakes up, boom, gets punched out. She wakes up. She's been bleeding here. She looks down, and there's a doctor there going, "Oh, we've put the drugs inside you, right? So you're going to fly to there's 4 years. You're going to back to America. You're going to fly. You can deliver it, and everything will be all good. And you'll only have a tiny little thing there. You'll still be able to wear your bikini at summertime."
What?
And so she's all like, "What the fuck?" Anyway, so then she's in the care of these two guys waiting to be taken to get on the flight, and one of them kicks the shit out of her, which ruptures the bag.
Holy shit.
Which this drug is what mums produce when babies are at that tiny stage to promote bone growth, brain growth, and everything else. So it's like a super drug. And you know, in real life, women produce this in such tiny amounts, but they've come up with a synthetic version in the movie. And
It's
then
the Captain America Super
we're
Soldier
talking
serum.
bags like this, right? Like a brick, right? Anyway, she's
And
got
it
that
fits into a
inside
little
her.
hole that big.
Well, they put it inside her, like the side of her belly, right?
Okay.
So it busts this stuff, like instead of killing her, it starts opening her mind, like her brain capacity up. So what are we running at? 10 to 15%? Most, like I think 15 is genius level. If
Some people are a little bit less.
a little
than
bit
that.
less. Anyway, so her brain, because Morgan Freeman plays a professor who has studied the human brain and about what would happen if we could use more of our brain capacity.
Yep.
So she starts being able to like move matter. She can start seeing beyond. Like she could see what you're made up of inside. And all,
That's
it just
all right.
opens.
Most people see beyond me anyway.
She essentially becomes like a fucking superhero. But she's trying to she contacts like the French guys and says, "You've got one coming in. There's another one in Paris. This drug's dangerous. You've got to get on top of it." So she meets them there. In the meantime, this like triad of this Taiwanese or whatever triad are after her to get the drugs back and everything else. But she's trying to stop it all. And it's just a phenomenal movie. Full of action and Scarlett Johansson kicking ass. Lucy, if you haven't watched it, they could have probably, if they wanted to, spun out a series from it.
Yeah?
Yeah, phenomenal.
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
He's the guy that did The Fifth Element.
Is he?
Yes.
Right, there
So
you go.
he loves all those sci-fi women action heroes. Do you remember a movie, a movie that he did
I can barely remember my name.
with Guy Pearce? Guy Pearce was in this movie called, is it Lockout? So, okay, people at home, pick this movie. Because,
I know what you're talking about.
Because, okay, there was a movie once upon a time ago where the hero was an ex-soldier who had to go into a prison and rescue the president's daughter
Yeah.
and bring her out.
What's that movie called?
Well, wasn't that called Escape from LA?
Yes.
Escape from New York?
Yes.
Guy Pearce is in this
Who's
movie.
the character though, Ginge?
Snake Plissken.
Played by the awesome Kurt Russell.
Oh. Anyway, so, yeah, so much so that Lockout has been sued by the makers
Really?
of Escape from LA, Escape from New York, because it was essentially that, but in space.
Yeah.
But I freaking loved Lockout with Guy Pearce. He's such a cool character.
You liked it?
But it was such a great movie. It was so good. But I guess it's because I loved those old movies,
Yeah.
and this was just another remake of it.
Okay.
It was such a good movie. Check it out, Lockout.
I've never seen it, but I'll take your word for
Guy
it.
Pearce, such a cool character.
Right. Can I do a bit of comic stuff?
Comic news.
Ooh! Guess what got released this week?
Holy cow!
This is the brand
The
new...
Phantom.
What did you call it?
Sorry.
The Phantom, The Phantom from Fruit Comics. This is the latest graphic novel they've released out, trade paperback. It's called the Triad Saga. Now, this is a collection of a bunch of like stories from Fellman. That's one of the Norwegian artists, I believe.
Okay.
From back in the day, and then they've got a brand new, like to finish the story off, a modern day tail end to it, right? They have got Andrew Constant, the Australian comic writer, to write the story to finish it off. So collected
cool.
in here. Now these most of the Fruit Phantom comics are black and white.
Yeah.
The graphic novels they release are not. They are full colour.
Oh, hang
And
on,
it's
what?
The first time.
Holy cow.
It's the first time that these old stories have been coloured for Australian audiences. There you go. So look at that. Isn't that fantastic
That's
artwork?
cool.
That's classic. That's Fellman, the artist there. If I can tell you there, Romano Fellman. It's an Italian artist, sorry. And so Andrew Constant worked with Fellman to finish that saga off. So the last issue is a modern comic. And written by an
How many
Aussie,
rupees do I need to have to pay for that?
$30 through your local comic. Now, these are not available in news agencies. These are available only through comic shops and bookstores or through directly.
And I know a comic shop where you could buy it.
Right here. Kaboom Comics has a ton of these in stock because we sell a lot of Phantom. Where we're based, we've got a big Phantom fan base up here in Queensland.
That's with the PHANBA.
That's right. So if you head along to www.kaboomcomicsaustralia.com and it's on the front page where you just put in Phantom in a search, you'll find the other through graphic novels there as well. And we do ship Australia-wide. There you go. So, or check with your local comic shop to see if they've got them. A lot of comic shops haven't actually got them in this week.
What?
It only got released this week. We were straight on it. We were one of the first to actually get it shipped out, I believe. So there you go. Phantom, the Triads Saga. So if you're like a lot of older Australians, are big Phantom fans.
Yes,
So if you're looking for a present for your dad or granddad or
Mother's
something like that,
Day is next weekend?
maybe your
Weekend
mum.
after that?
My mum grew up reading the Phantom. I don't think mum would appreciate a Phantom.
Are you
comic,
sure?
but
Well, you never know.
The Phantom. There you go. Make sure you get it as a gift for that special loved one out there. What else you got?
Hey,
Hey-oh! Yes?
a movie from our childhood that we absolutely adore, Nuns on the Run.
Yes! What's
No,
the classic line? What's the classic line, Ginge? Do it.
I'm not entirely sure where you're going with
You
this.
shot Louis.
You shot Louis, you arsehole!
How the fuck did I have to prompt you to do that?
Oh shit!
God
It's
almighty.
such a good movie. Eric Idle.
Yeah. And
Cracker himself.
Robbie Coltrane.
Yes.
Hagrid.
And, Nuns on the Run. No, they're not doing a remake. They're not doing a remake.
Thank God for that.
Because they didn't hire us to be a part of it.
Stop remaking classic movies. Just leave them be.
But the studio behind it, Handmade Films, they have someone has made a documentary about the creation of that company.
Yep.
And you can buy it on DVD in July. It's called The Accidental Studio.
Yep.
So the story of Handmade Films. Handmade Films was essentially George Harrison wanting to get into producing movies. Because he wanted
Spending
to
some of that beautiful Beatles money.
Because he wanted to help out the Monty Python guys create a feature film.
Yep.
And that's what their first film was, Life of Brian.
Yep.
They went on to make Time Bandits with Nail and I.
Never seen that.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Fucking love that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but the Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie, right?
Yes.
Where, with Charlie Hunnam, right, from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
In it. Did you know that was actually meant to kickstart a franchise? I haven't seen it. Apparently it bombed so bad that they tore the plans up to do. That was going to be the first in a series of at least 3 that would feature Hunnam as King Arthur and continue those kind of tales.
Was he the same bloke who did the latest Robin Hood?
No. Who? What do you mean? Like,
As in Madonna's ex-husband.
yeah, Guy Ritchie. Yeah. We watched that. That's actually a good movie.
Is it?
I enjoyed it
Because
for what it was.
they reckon that
Jamie Foxx is good in it.
they were going to make that a series, but it probably didn't make as much money as they
I don't think Guy Ritchie's making as much money as he used to with his films. I don't know why.
I don't understand why he made Aladdin.
Yeah, I think he did that for the check.
I-
some of that fat Disney money, baby.
What was that movie he made with Madonna? Was it
It was-
wasn't
I-
Cast
I
Away,
could
it was
not
Cast
get-
something.
I could not get past the first 10 or 15 minutes of Aladdin. I went to bed. My
Really?
wife stayed up with her parents and watched it, and she come to bed later on and went, "That was shit." And I'm like, "Why did you watch it the whole way through?" And then a week later, we watched the original, the animated movie again, and you just can't
A
top.
whole new world.
Oh God, I think I'm bleeding. Are my ears bleeding?
Don't be like that.
Anyway, so I want to get to the point of the whole
yes.
King Arthur movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Which leads me to a book I can't hold up because I sold out of it this week. Once and Future by Boom Studios. It's out. The first graphic novel of it's out, and it is about this old lady, right, a grandma, essentially sees a news report that an archaeological dig, someone got shot at it and a scabbard was stolen, right? And she's like, "Oh shit." So she rings her grandson up, her unassuming grandson, and she's like, you got to come pick me up. And he goes up to Glastonbury to pick her up in the woods, and he's like, "Gran, what are you doing out here?" kind of thing. Like, you should be at the home. And she's just this wisecracking old granny, like tough as nails, and she lifts up this thing, and here's all these weapons, right?
Holy
like
cow.
fucking silver bullets and stakes and everything. And she's obviously a retired monster hunter. And she goes, "We've got to stop the destruction of Britain."
Holy shit.
And essentially, it's Arthurian legend. It's these people have gotten the scabbard from Excalibur, and it is magical in itself. Not just the blade of Excalibur,
shit.
but the scabbard, which was thrown into the lake, with the lady in the lake and everything, and it can heal. So they want to resurrect King Arthur. And everyone, because in folklore, everyone thinks King Arthur was, he was this fantastic man. He helped. He led the Britons against the Anglo-Saxons.
Okay.
And he, in it, is very much anti anyone who is not pure British, right? As in old school Britain. So when they're trying to resurrect him, one of the people, like he comes over because he's got a cut on it. He's like, tastes the blood, and he goes, "You dirty Anglo-Saxon scum," and kills him. So they're trying to bring about this like dark magic. That's what the whole Arthurian legend in this book is about. And her and an unassuming grandson have got to try and stop it, right? Now, it's written by Kieran Gillen, the guy who did Wicked and the Divine, and Dan Moore on the art. The artwork is fucking fantastic, right? It is just blow your mind. So the first volume is out. It's in comic shops now. We've got more arriving in the next week or so. It's called Once and Future. Beautiful looking book, fantastic story. And if you like that kind of myth and magic type stuff and British history, you're going to get a kick out of it. It's Monster Hunter. And this old lady, this grandma, she kicks fucking ass. Right? Her grandson's like, "Gran, what are you doing?" And she actually, without ruining it, to make him listen to her at the start of it, she shoots at him. And he goes, "You shot me." She goes, "I grazed your ear with a bullet. Stop being such a baby. Now you'll listen to me." It's phenomenal. Once and Future, check it on out. I'd normally hold it up here and show you some of the artwork. I'm sold out.
Well, Boom Studios, that means that Netflix could turn that into a series.
Netflix could, because they've done a deal with Netflix, haven't they?
Yes.
Which is really weird because they bought Millarworld off Mark Miller to do a ton of adaptations of Mark Miller. He's there now, meant to be creating content.
And we haven't seen anything yet, or announcements.
We've seen fuck all from Mark Miller's Millarworld. Apparently they're going to do Sharky the Bounty Hunter, I think, as a Netflix series.
Interesting.
There was talk that we're going to do Magic Order turn that into a Netflix series. So I guess we'll see. But thus far, I haven't seen Sweet F all come out of that deal.
But what we did see come out of Netflix this week was the announcement of Enola Holmes.
Ooh.
Based on the book series, it's essentially the younger sister of Sherlock and Mycroft Holmes.
Yes.
They have cast Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, from Stranger Things.
And who have they cast to play Sherlock Holmes himself?
Who?
Henry Cavill.
My wife, I bet you, I can hear it. I just heard a from like my house, which is a couple of blocks over. Right? My wife at home is she's probably passed out from the sheer excitement of you saying Henry Cavill's going to be in that.
It sparks off when her mum disappears on her 16th birthday. It's going to be based in the 1800s.
Ooh, it's my kind of film straight away.
It sounds like it's got a bit of steampunky thing that will have to happen.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Fingers crossed.
Just for me.
Because you love your steampunk.
I do. Talking about bad television.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
I watched Saturday Night Live Home Edition.
Oh my god, I saw a couple of clips from it. That was absolute shit. If that's what passes for comedy in America today, fucking wrap it up.
I'm about to flip this table.
Please don't, because there's collectibles on the table, Jim.
I can't believe that is the pinnacle of comedic writing in America.
It was shit.
Right? However, they got 6.7 million people watching that episode.
Yeah, but is that because people tuned in just to see the train wreck of what it was?
Maybe. But
what do they normally get per episode?
They said that that's the second highest rating this year. The highest rating episode this year was the Eddie Murphy, where they had just under 10 million viewers.
Okay, but what's an average episode of Saturday Night Live rate at, I wonder?
They were saying that less than 6.7 million people.
Okay.
Which is strange because the finale of Game of Thrones had 19.3 million people.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that'd be kind of where you'd want the ratings to be?
No, well, yeah, but Game of Thrones, that's more people. I know tons of Australians who would never ever watch Saturday Night Live. It's too American centric with its American political centric. It doesn't appeal to a lot of international audiences, which is a pity because the old classic stuff, the guys that your John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd with the Blues Brothers,
Steve Martin,
Coneheads.
Yes.
Your Bill Murrays. Then you got into the 90s.
Samurai Pizza.
Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler.
Cheeseburger.
They created characters.
No Coke, only Pepsi.
Yeah, no Coke, only Pepsi. They created characters that lasted.
Yeah, no sketch I've watched on this Saturday Night Live home show.
Is it just me, or does anyone else find that Pete Davidson like just very, very unfunny? I'm like, how does he even have a career?
I don't know.
Is it just me? I think he's shit.
I hate saying negative things about.
Oh no, fuck it, I'll say it. Pete Davidson, how the fuck is he on TV in America? That guy is as funny as a fart in an elevator. And I have farted in an elevator in Brisbane. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but anyway, I fucking cracked up.
And I nearly passed out.
And he was in a fucking other end of the shopping centre.
Anyway, Saturday Night Live are going to do a second episode at home this weekend.
Yep.
So I just,
Trainwreck TV.
Take this, what you're watching at the moment, and put that on television.
I did send you a little something interesting this week. It was a clip.
Oh, hang on, what? Don't be telling them about that.
It was a clip of me with nipple tassels on. No, it was actually a clip from Hey Hey It's Saturday back in 1995.
Yes!
Where they did the first multicast.
Yes.
It was a performance. It was Boom Crash Opera, who were in 4 different locations. It was all done through the very early internet. Right?
And it was the Triple M stations in Brisbane, in Adelaide, in Sydney, and in Melbourne, I believe.
That's right. And they had and John Blakeman actually reads out, and it's a long HTTP
//
and it was this fucking, and it was Gecko, wasn't it?
It was a title that I don't remember.
Yeah, but anyway, it was Boom Crash Opera, and it was the first one they reckon in the world. Aussies did it, 1995, on Hey Hey It's Saturday.
Singing a song in multiple towns.
Yeah, and I sent it to Ginge, and when you've watched it and gone, oh yeah, and I've gone, dude, that was 1995. We were in grade 9.
It was interesting, the fact that we could do that now from our bedrooms with
a phone. Back then, they still had a group of engineers, technicians in each Triple M studio making setting up on the computer with a little webcam.
They were using microwaves to send the signal, not for heating up food.
Yeah, there you go.
For a change.
1995. So Australia, we're pretty fucking awesome. Ginge, anything else?
Scott says, I love Australian comedy shows. Fast Forward and Hey Hey Saturday were great.
I don't think Hey Hey could come back today. I just don't think
Well, when they brought it back and some of the humour kind of didn't hit...
It fell flat. I think it was a beautiful product of its time, but I think Australians have lost that unique Australian comedy sensibility. I think we've become a little bit too accustomed to American comedy.
Did you see that people were saying during this whole quarantine they should bring back old episodes of Hey Hey It's Saturday and It's a Knockout and just replay them on like a Friday night?
I used to love it. It's a knockout. That's the name of the game. What was his name?
He's fallen over.
But Billy...
I was going to say Billy Ray Cyrus, but that's not his name.
It was not. It was a big fella. He used to be a footy...
Yes.
Shit. Dan Davidson, if you're watching. Tell me his name, Dan. Because he'll remember. Shawnee, you remember?
Andrea said the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon at home is way better.
Yeah, it would be. Actually, I don't mind Jimmy Fallon. I think he's all right.
She also says Pete Davidson is...
Is OFD. What does that mean? You young people in your lingo, what does OFD mean?
Josh, #bring back Pluck a Duck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's not a chicken or a cow.
Pluck a Duck, that's it right now. Fucking Wilbur Wilde.
Who's singing at home with us right now?
I miss Dickie Knee. Right? I've got a Dickie Knee.
We need to go get a baseball cap and just put it underneath
and a mop.
Yeah.
We'll have
Mr. Summers.
Mr. Bailey. Mr. Copson. We'll bring Dickie Knee back to Geek Speak.
You know what we should do is actually just get a baseball hat for the next episode and just have it on a spring at the bottom of the...
But we can't call him Dick, we'll have to call him Richard Knee.
Yeah, because it'd be politically
incorrect to call him Dickie now. No one has told me. What was his name? Billy... Fuck! Come on, someone comment.
Billy J. Smith.
Billy J. Smith. Oh, fuck, you got there in the end.
My head was about to explode.
Dan, where were you? Shawnee, where were you? Come on, you could have helped us out. Billy J. Smith. He's dead now, so he can't come back to host. It's a new version of It's a Knockout. I used to love that show.
Do you remember they brought it back for a little while?
No, I don't remember.
A couple of years ago they brought it back. But it didn't.
What was the name? The chick who used to be on there too.
Jackie McDonald.
Jackie McDonald. There's a name on Australian TV.
She used to have that bob haircut.
Yeah.
All these people watching at home are like, who? What?
Aussie Ostrich? Remember Ozzy on Hey Hey Saturday? But bring Plucker back.
Yes.
You know? What's John Blackman doing nowadays? Is he alive or is he dead?
He got pretty crook.
Oh, did he? But he's not dead, is he?
He's not. No. But I think he's had to give up the voiceover work because he had.
He was great.
I want to. Yeah, some sort of cancer with his
Oh,
throat
shit,
and
really?
his mouth.
There you go. Hey Hey Saturday. Now, comments.
Such a downer.
I know. Let's bring it back up. Let's see what people have got. If you've got any questions, ask us now. We're towards the end of the show. Ginge?
A bit of an upper for the ending of the show. 10 doctors reunited to thank the NHS and frontline workers. They all of them got together and did a video thanking everyone for all the support.
What was that for?
For NHS, for the hospitals.
Which doctors are we talking about?
The Doctor Who's.
Which ones?
Tom Baker.
Yep.
Peter Davidson.
Yep.
Colin Baker.
Yep.
Sylvester McCoy.
We met him.
Sylvester McCoy is such a cool
What a gentleman.
character.
Great bloke to meet
Yes.
in person.
Paul McGann. David Tennant.
An underrated doctor right there, Paul
Such
McGann.
a great. Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker, and Joe Martin.
Who's Joe Martin?
I believe Joe Martin was a guest doctor
On what?
on one of the later episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, then.
She was a lady as well.
David Tennant's one of my... What, they didn't get Christopher Eccleston. They should have got him. He was one of my favourites.
Well, I think he probably is on the outside with the doctors of Doctor Who.
He's a very odd duck, Christopher Eccleston.
He's
Isn't
an
he?
odd doctor.
He's an odd duck in general. He's a weird guy. But anyway, I like him as an actor. Ginge, any other comments there? People saying anything?
Josh just said, I remember Ozzy.
Yes, Ozzy Ostrich. We'd bring him back. Fucking, I was going to say something really rude, but I won't. I'll be good. We
could have just Ozzy. Just...
Fucking what was that?
Hey, I'm saying something.
No other questions from anyone? Otherwise, we are at the end of our show here. Pretty much.
We tweeted today Kevin Smith has finished the script for Mallrats 2.
Has he?
Twilight of the Mallrats.
Is he going to be better than Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
What? That was fucking a great movie, dude. It was so good.
You're living in the past.
25 years later.
What, Mallrats?
Yes.
Say, do you want a chocolate-covered pretzel?
And he said it's months before we can even think about shooting this.
Nothing's going to happen because everything's in shutdown.
So what he's doing now is he's going to work on a new draft of Moose Jaws.
Oh, that's right, because that never come out, did it?
And then he's going to rewrite Clerks 3 because he kind of cannibalised parts of Clerks 3 to use in Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay.
And he said Twilight of the Mallrats has completely changed because when he wrote the sequel for it years ago...
It was going to be a TV series, wasn't it?
And it was also... There was one stage where it was essentially Die Hard in a mall.
Oh, really?
Where terrorists are taking on Brody inside the mall and he's trying to save people inside the mall.
I'm just not excited about it anymore.
No, well, that's the script that he's just gone, no. Get rid of that.
Okay.
Let's do something else.
Thanks. Well, was he not baked at that stage?
Well, maybe. Scott says, I do have a question.
Let us know, Scott. Type it up real quick. Actually, just a heads up too. Scott is one of the fantastic customers of Kaboom Comics. He's taken advantage of our home delivery. We'll be knocking on your door tonight, Scott, and Ginge will hopefully have pants on when we make your home delivery after we finish this show.
And hopefully we can record a video of us singing Roger Ramgate.
What, with Scott?
Yeah.
No, we've got to do social distancing, zero contact delivery.
Well, maybe we ring him on Skype or on Facebook and bring him up, all three of us on the screen at the one time. We'll all sing it. Okay,
question.
he's got a question.
Yep. What are your opinions on casts of a show movie speaking out about their dislike for the product they did? I've noticed some of the cast of Disney Star Wars saying how they dislike the movies, which I have appreciated the straightforwardness of their comments, but was interested in the etiquette of speaking out. Ooh, now
Have you seen the last Star Wars?
This is actually a really interesting question. I love Scott really poses these zingers to us. Normally, it's frowned upon because you're meant to promote the work. You got to check for it. You know, you might have had a shit time on set, but you rock up. You know, these guys get paid.
It's kind of like being on a sports team.
Yeah, like you got paid a fortune to be there and do it. Promote it well. That's your boss. At the end of the day, it's a product. You know, take a little bit of pride in it, even if you think it was a bit shit, and go, yeah, it was a joy to film, and you should go and see it in the cinema, right? Then you get people like fucking Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis, who flat out refuse to do press conference. If the studio goes, it's part of your contract, you've got to rock up. Bruce Willis famously on, was it Red 2? Rocked up and sat there in his bathrobe from the hotel, and people would say, "Oh, what was your favourite scene?" Don't know, I haven't watched it.
Oh shit!
Like that, people just said they could not get answers out of him. I think the company ended up yanking the press tour a bit early because they went, he's not going to work with us on this. Harrison Ford's another one. If he's in a mood, he'll sit there and just, if you ask him a question, apparently he'll sit there and go, "What a stupid question! Why would you ask me that?" You know, just go watch the movie.
Is that really how you say it?
So when it comes
Chewy.
to, you want me to do Chewy? Anyway,
See, Chewie always promotes the movie he's on. He's always for the team.
when it comes to Star Wars actors and actresses, at the end of the day, sometimes I agree with you. You know, when you say you appreciate their frankness about talking, if they're like, I didn't like Mark Hamill come out and he wasn't happy with the
Well, I wouldn't have been happy with
what was the movie Skywalker one?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Wasn't that the
But
one?
wasn't it the Last Jedi?
Sorry, Last Jedi.
Was it the Last Jedi?
Fuck, they're all blending together.
You
But
know,
anyway,
the second one they did where,
he
spoiler alert, he died.
he came out and he was like that. If I had known that was what was going to happen, I wouldn't have signed on to do the film. Rah rah rah. Look, I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, if you're a professional actor and you're getting paid to do that role, say it years down the track, not on a promotional tour.
Which is usually how I remember things. I remember actors coming out for movies from our childhood and saying how great it was, how great the movie
And then years
was.
later,
20 years later, yeah.
oh God, I had a nightmare on the set of that, or you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott said The Last Jedi was the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
The fact that he complained about that then, I was like, you know what, buddy, you've just gotten a massive fucking check from Disney to do all
And
that.
you're supposed to be in the next one as well.
Yeah, as a Force Ghost, wasn't it? Or something?
Yeah. Wow.
But look, it's a fine line. It's
Mate, I reckon wait
until
for at least the DVD to have
yeah.
gotten into people's
Right.
houses.
After people have paid their money to go watch a film, that's when you come out and then go, by the way, I had a shit. The director treated me like a prick, and do all that after the movie's made. Otherwise, you know what? You kind of shoot yourself in the foot in Hollywood because you'll get a reputation where people go, if we sign him up, he's got to have an NDA where he can't. We're not going to put him on any press tours or fucking
What kind of like Robert Pattinson?
He's probably the king of hating his own movies. Is he? I didn't know that. Does he?
Well, maybe just 3 of them.
Really?
Well,
the
what
Twilight
three do you
one.
think?
So I've never seen them. Never seen them. Seriously, does he badmouth those films?
The only part of those movies I've seen is it was on TV and they were playing baseball.
You've seen more than I have.
They were playing baseball.
What happened to you?
In the well, I guess it's called Twilight. So it wasn't quite dark, but it wasn't sunny. But
Much like the vampires, they were sparkly.
All I
apparently.
remember is that someone hit the baseball really far and someone ran really fast.
And you went, fuck this shit,
Yeah, I
and
went,
turned it off.
and went and watched Saturday Night Live Home Edition.
Any other comments there before we sign off?
That's
for
about the
night?
wrap up for tonight. Thank you very much for everyone watching at home.
Yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it. And we, as far as I know, we will be back next Friday night.
Well, if we're not dead from COVID-19, we'll give it our best shot.
We'll give it our damnedest to put a smile on your face.
We'll definitely be back Friday next week.
We hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm Todd Bailey. This
I'm
is
Wade Copson.
I was going to say my co-host with the... I was going to throw to
Oh,
you.
sorry. Hang
Let's
on.
do it again.
We'll edit. Take 2.
Yeah, take 2. Right? Line. I'm Todd Bailey. Fuck it. Do it again.
Take 2.
Take 3. I'm Todd Bailey, your host. This has been my co-host with the most.
Wade Copson.
He's the sexiest guy on the pots and pans. Join us next week for Geek Speak Live on Friday night. Stay geeky.
Do you think the director liked that version? Is that all right?
Fucking hope so, because now I'm going to badmouth it.
Bye.
Bye.